Hey, I'm Scott, and I am an American in Bangkok. And I got some letters, more than one. I got two Chowderheads, and I got some good questions from one guy. Oh, first letter. Hey, I want to ask you something. Okay, you don't need to preface your question, but whatever. I have a girlfriend in Thailand. I want to stay with her long term and marry her, but now I'm 19 years old. Can you tell me what I have to do? Okay, there's three things I think you need to do. First, don't write me with these garbage questions, okay? Because that's what it is. It's a garbage question. Second, you need to go to the grocery store, find something called Cracker Jacks, okay? And see, there's a little prize inside the Cracker Jacks. See if you can find a brain inside. Maybe you'll get lucky, and one of the prizes will be a brand new brain for you. So that's number two. And number three, don't do it. I'm being a smartass, but don't do it. You're 19 years old, man. Come on. I mean, get real, man. Really. This is the thing. I like nice questions, good questions, but idiots like this. Dude, you're an idiot. I don't care if you are 19 and you're young and dumb and full of cum. You're an idiot. You moron. Now, here's another idiot. Okay, this guy contacted me through my photography website. Oh, he's a genius. I say that sarcastically in case you can't tell. Scott, is there any way I can use your photos for an exhibition in Oxford? I know they would make a lot of money. Then I can send you the money, what they make. Yeah, okay, sure, you dummy. Like I know you? I mean, really, it's like I get a message like this. It's like I know the guy's full of crap. Either he's full of it, or he's actually trying to make money from me and from what I'm doing. No one can use my photographs unless I give permission, which I'm not giving you permission, or they sign a contract with me and we make an agreement for how much I'll be paid, okay? Because those photographs are money. They're money in my bank. They're my archive, okay? And the thing that I know, because I have had an exhibition before, is that generally the person who is curating or looking at your photos and deciding to put you in the exhibition is not going to call and say, then I can send you the money, what they make. No. Generally, the way that it works is in the larger exhibitions or medium-sized exhibitions, the artist goes to the exhibition at least for the first couple of days. And he talks about the photographs with people who are potential buyers. Of course, there has to be a contract. There has to be an agreement, whether it's 50-50 or 60-40 or whatever it might be. And then you have to make an agreement as to who is going to print. Who's going to pay for the printing of the photographs? Who's going to make the prints? Who's going to mount them? I mean, so when I get a message like this, I know this is just some guy. Hey, man, I know you need some money. I don't need money like this. I already have places to sell the photos. That's the thing. I do make money from photographs. And the idea is to make more money, but I do the photography basically for the love of the craft. I do love taking photos. The art of it, the learning, the constant learning, the ability to take a shot and go, I got that one. That's the one I want. That's the one I like. That's really what motivates me. And secondary is that it is a business. And the archives, generally, someone who is a photographer, if they're trying to make money from the photography, or they've made money from photography, like me, then their archive is worth money. That's why I have 4 backups of all of my photos. I have them in 4 different places on different mediums. Okay? So please don't write me with this kind of stupidity. Idiots. See this thing come to me late last night, and I'm like, I wrote the guy back, who are you? Besides a chowderhead. All right, so now the good one. I got a good message. And this guy seems fairly intelligent. I'll try to keep this as short as possible. I know that those 20-page messages can be irritating, so here it goes. I've been traveling to Thailand for the past 5 years, 2 weeks at a time. I've been there 15 times now in various places across the country. I write to you because I am having difficulty making a decision and would like the opinion of a level-headed Thailand expat. They're not so easy to find, believe me. I believe you. I'm a 33-year-old engineer from Canada making a 6-figure salary. I have done some business in Bangkok a few years ago through my previous employer and have kept in touch with the company in Bangkok. Well, it turns out they are looking to hire me directly and handle the work permit, visa, etc. But here is the kicker. I have negotiated a salary of 60,000 baht per month, and I realize this is the high end of living in Thailand. I have made numerous cost of living and budget analysis and realize this is more than enough to enjoy a great life as a single man in Bangkok. Should a wife and kids come into the equation in the future, I will worry about that when the time comes. Okay, here's the thing. 60,000 baht for an engineer is not that much. Maybe for a Thai starting out, it's okay. It's decent money. But I can tell you that 60,000 baht is not that much. You say you realize this is on the high end of living in Thailand. It's not. It's in the middle. The lower middle. Middle. Okay? 60,000 baht is nothing. Seriously. I mean, yes, you can get a one-bedroom, one-room apartment for 5,000 baht, 10,000 baht a month. You can get a one-bedroom for 10,000, 8,000, 12,000, depending on what kind of room it is. Now, maybe you're going to say, I just want to have, like a decent room. It doesn't have to be great. Okay, well, listen, you can get a pretty nice place for about 12,000 baht a month. And you can pay upwards to 20, 30,000 a month. And that would be a little more at the higher end. The truly high end, you'll be paying 75 to 125,000 for an apartment. Okay, that's the high end, not 60,000 as your total salary. When you analyze some of the costs, you ought to bump those prices up a little bit. Because, for instance, you can eat off of street food every day, and you could probably get by on 150, 200 baht a day. So can you eat? Yes. Are you going to be eating extremely well? No. I mean, listen, you're going to get tired of Thai food. You're going to get tired of eating street food. You're going to get tired of having to go out all the time and get food. And this comes from years and years of my own experiences where in the beginning I used to eat nothing but street food. I used to eat, mu ping, which is a pork on a stick. I used to eat pad thai. I used to eat pad ki mao. I used to eat fried rice with an egg on top of it. I used to eat all kinds of things. Okay, pad see ew, hoi tod, you name it. I used to eat all these different dishes. And then after a while, I started getting sick of them. Because it's like, First of all, some of them are not that healthy. Hoi tod is extremely fattening. Pad thai is fattening. Okay? So, can you do it? Yes, you can. But to think that you're living high on the hog there, living at the high end, no, you're not. And I will dispute that with anybody. Now, if you're some kid who's, 21 years old and you're a backpacker and you just want to, go to a guest house and that's where you want to stay and, you don't need anything, you just want to go, hey, man, I'm going to go in a tuk-tuk and go to work. And okay, fine. But, if you want to live you want to live with a little bit of convenience and comfort, a little more. Well, 60,000 is around what you need, but I mean, you really are going to have to watch your money. Now, the good thing is that they will supposedly take care of your work permit and everything else. Now, my problem is this. I will be taking a considerable pay cut, and I am finding it extremely difficult to accept, as you should, because as I say, 60,000 baht is not that much for an engineer here. I don't care what anybody says. There are people here making 100, 200,000 a month, and if you are experienced, I mean, maybe they're trying to get you for what they can afford or whatever, but I would think that you're worth more than that. I've spent the past 5 years chasing money at home and using some of it in Thailand to chase women. I have a considerable nest egg stashed in retirement and investment funds and could afford to live off some should the shit hit the fan. I have not yet burned any bridges with my previous employer, so I could always go back in a year if things didn't work out. I have no ties back at home: car, house, wife, kids. Looking back, if you were to do it over again, would you have saved more money before moving to Thailand? Or perhaps would you wait until you're a little older before moving? I know this is rhetorical, as you now have a wife and kids and would rightly give me a response saying that you wouldn't want to change anything as those are likely your top priorities. Maybe I'm putting words in your mouth, but that's just my guess. Well, honestly, I don't think I would do things differently. It would be nice to have more money, but when I left, I left because I was ready. I didn't leave thinking, I've got to have a huge amount of money or I'm going to live there forever. I left thinking I just want a year off. My main thing was I want a year off where I'm completely free from having to pay bills, having responsibilities, having to go to work every day and have to cater to customers and listen to people bitch and moan and piss and complain about this and that and ask me to get this done at this time and do this for me at that time and help me out with this and help me out with that. I just wanted time away to just go, I want to do what I want and focus on what I want. I don't care what anybody else wants. I wanted to be selfish. Completely selfish. Now, like I said, it would have been nice to have more money. Now, you're in a different situation because I was making good money, but it was very stressful for me. And even the money has never been something that is first and foremost for me. I like to be comfortable, but I don't think you would ever see me in a Ferrari or something like that just because I'm the kind of guy I'd rather just get in a pickup truck or, like a Honda Accord or something like that and just have something that I don't have to worry about, like if it gets hit or I'm going to have to pay through the nose or whatever. I don't care how much money I have. Maybe if I had $200 million, I might have a car like that. But just having like $1 million or a couple 100,000, nah, it's not going to happen. Not with me. So you're in a little bit of a different situation because you have that ability to earn that money in what is really not that much time. The beautiful thing is that the job is in line of what I'm doing in Canada, and I enjoy it. Okay, it sure beats the hell out of teaching in English, and I don't think I'd be cut out for that. My dream is to do this work in Thailand. However, foregoing a fantastic salary back at home is really eating at me. My other option is to keep saving until 40 and then make the move, but I feel I would be putting much of my life on hold with this future dream of moving to Thailand. Hope I kept this short. Would love to hear your thoughts on this. All the best, amigo. Like yourself, I love a good tequila. May I suggest Don Julio Anejo or Tres Generaciones Anejo? Yeah, that's good. Tres Generations. Okay, so, what would I suggest for you? You're 33. You are in the prime of your earning life. If I were you, I wouldn't come here. And I'll tell you why. You don't know what's going to happen in the next 10 years here. You don't know how things are going to change, how the attitude towards foreigners is going to change. You don't know about the political situation. And it's always better to have more money than less because that gives you options. So for me, if I were you, what I would do is I would work another 7 years, see where you stand then. Just keep taking trips to Thailand every once in a while. Maybe start learning the language so that by the time you come here, you're semi-fluent, you got some good basic skills in Thai language, and it's much easier for you. 40 is not that far off, and Thailand is not going anywhere. The old Thailand of 20 years ago, 30 years ago, that's long gone. So you're never going to get that back. So you're not in a hurry to get over here. The only hurry for you probably is, I just want to have a good life there and live in Thailand and all them Thai women. That's what it seems like to me. So and what I always say is the women are the icing on the cake. They're not the cake. They're not everything, because eventually, if you got a truly decent woman, she wants the same thing as just about every other woman in the world. She wants security, she wants relationship, she probably doesn't want you screwing around on her, she doesn't want you banging everything that moves, and, so, your life is not going to be all that much different once you get into the system here and you learn about everything. The culture is a little different and, quite a bit different, but you'll get used to that, and it won't be any big deal. After a while, you just be, it's second nature. To me, I find Thailand boring, to be completely honest. I find most of Thailand boring. Very seldom am I really impressed or shocked or wowed. Really wowed. Seldom am I wowed here anymore, because I've been all over the country. I've seen all kinds of things. Once in a while I am. I mean, I admit it, of course. And, or I meet somebody and I'm like, hey, wow, man, that guy was really cool. Or that lady she had her act together. Or, I really like these people and how they think or whatever. But those don't happen. That doesn't happen all the time. And I think that you're foregoing that extra income and that extra security because if you're 40, first of all, you got to remember that you don't have a retirement visa. You don't have a marriage visa. You're going to have an education visa, or you're going to have, if you're working. I don't know if you'll be working when you're 40, but if you do work here, which is what you said your dream is, then you'll have a B visa, and you should be able to get. If you're an engineer, there's no way that you should be working here without a work permit. Okay, so the company should get you a work permit. You won't even have to worry about your visa. If you don't have a job, then you got to worry about it. So, I mean, you could continue to work, and you could live off of, say, 60 or 70,000 baht a month. Let's say that the salary goes up in a few years, and when you come over at 40, let's say you're making 75,000 then. The cost of living is going to go up. So, can you do it? Yes. Would I do it? No. I would stay there, earn that money, sock away that money, and understand that 60,000 baht is not a huge amount. It's a huge amount for some kid who's 20 years old and who's backpacking. He has no responsibilities, no bills, and you don't have really responsibilities and bills aside from your job. But once you get a little bit older, you're a little bit closer to 40 than somebody who's 20 years old. You got to worry about things like your medical condition, and hopefully your company takes care of that. I would assume that they do if they're a good company. But I just think that I just think really it's better to make the money while you can, because once you hit 40 or 50, back home, who knows if you're going to be able to get another job. People, if you come over here at 33 and you work for 3 years here and it doesn't work out, you got to go back to Canada, people are going to go, what have you been doing for the last 3 years? Now, you could get a job. I'm not saying you can't, because I know people who have done that, and they do get jobs. But I've also known some people who had a hard time getting a job. And, so there's a lot of things to think about. But in my opinion, get that money, sock that money away, because the money that I had, and I had a monthly amount that was sent to me in addition to a lump sum that I had, that money went very quickly. It goes faster than you think it will. Now, if you're working here and you have a decent job, which 60,000 baht a month, if they're paying for your work permit and your visa and your medical insurance, that's a pretty good salary. It's not fantastic, but it's the minimum, because you're an American, you're Canadian. I don't know what the minimum is. I think it's like 65,000 or something. Let me see here. You're supposed to be making something like, let me see here. What I can tell you Let's see here. Minimum salaries. Yeah, Thailand. Salaries, Thailand. You're supposed to be making at least foreigner salaries. You're supposed to be making at least, well, this is okay, at least 50,000 baht a month. Okay? Yeah. That's the minimum that you're supposed to be making. But, you know, like I said, 60,000 baht. I really want you to think about this. There are going to be times when you're not going to want to travel by SkyTrain or travel by boat or travel on a motorcycle. You're going to want to have a car. Most people want to have a car. I don't, because I'm a shitty driver and because, you know, I don't want to get my family killed. You know, I got a lead foot. Is that a surprise? But also, if I was going to have an automobile, I don't think I'd want to drive in Bangkok just because I'd be falling asleep at the wheel. I mean, you know, I'm in a taxi most of the time. I'm nodding off. I'm listening to my music. I mean, I nod off coming home from the mall, which is a 10-minute drive from my house. So, you know, that's something else to think about. The traffic is murder in Bangkok. But, you know, you may want to take a taxi. And listen, if you go across town, a taxi might cost you 200 baht each way, 400 baht. I mean, 400 baht's not a huge amount, but if you're doing that 3 times a week, 4 times a week, it adds up. It's just an additional expense. And, you know, I think that the days of thinking that Thailand is so cheap is over. Yesterday, I went to go get some peanut butter. Now, I don't know how much peanut butter is in the United States, okay? But the cost of peanut butter is about $5 for a tub. One, not a mini, a little small one, but the regular size, I don't know how big it is, but the regular size, not the little half peanut butter container. It's about 175 baht, which is about $5. Okay? To me, that seems like a little bit much. You know, if I remember, I don't know. I mean, you know, maybe it's not, but tuna fish is cheap here. There's a lot of things that are inexpensive, but there are some things that are extremely expensive. And I just don't know. You're an engineer. You're not a backpacker. So I think your mentality is probably different from some kid who's like, yeah, man, I got $10,000. I'm going to go around the world. You know, I think your mentality is probably different than that. So I think it's, you know, I've already said what I want to say. I've said it over and over and over and over again. And if the salary issue is really eating at you, here's the thing. Whatever I say, you know, I mean, you take it or leave it. I think what I'm telling you is probably sound advice. But if it's eating at you now, when you come here and you find out, wow, I got to buy a TV, it's 20,000 baht, that's going to take up a third of my salary for the month. Or I want to buy this, I want my place to be nice. I don't want to have just a little tiny room where everything's packed into the room and I feel claustrophobic, and you got to start shelling out more money, and you go, man, you know, I might have to tap into my savings on this because I'm not really earning that much every month. You'll see. You know, especially if you got like a 25,000 baht a month apartment, which is not really that expensive here in a decent location. You'll see that money won't go that far. And if it's bothering you now, you're thinking about it, it will bother you then even more. So I would think long and hard about it. I don't think I would do it, but, you know, I was in a different position than you were, although I was about the same age, but I was in a different position because the money was not really that important to me. You know, I mean, listen, money's always important, but it wasn't that important to me. I was just thinking, I want to get away. I want an adventure in my life. I want a different lifestyle. I'm not a 9-to-5 kind of guy, and I never have been. I never will be. I haven't really worked for anybody else but myself for almost 30 years now. About 27 years, something like that. So, anyway, that's all I got. Don't forget, if you like this video, check out my book, They Call Me Farang. It's at theycallmefarang.com or on Amazon. Check out my Patreon page. The link is above. What else? Please click like. Please click share. Yada, yada, yada. What else do I got? Nothing else. Until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Choke that jerkhead money.